pull this little thing and it self-inflates.
Right in behind the seat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, either one of the red buttons, I guess.
Yeah,
There.
and if you need to inflate it, then you know
So we're going sightseeing, which is right here today,
when you're outside.
September 12th.
Just meant to keep your head.
So this aircraft, you call it a Beaver?
This is a Cessna 185.
This is a Cessna 185. That's what we'll be going up in. All right.
Okay, I want to sit co-pilot.
Oh,
do you want it? Do you want it?
God, no.
No?
That's okay. I forgot to grab them. That's all right.
So Ross is going to be the co-pilot.
Yeah.
So there is our co-pilot.
Co-pilot can pop in first.
Okay.
Oh, that's easy. Okay.
Pop it over to the right seat. And we'll slide this seat forward. It'll be a little easier to hop into row number 2 here. My name's Kevin.
Kevin?
Hi, Kevin.
Ross, Janice, and Dave.
Ross, Janice, Dave, nice to meet you all.
Pleasure to meet you, my friend.
Okay, so you guys know how everything works in here. Windows and doors. Forward is closed and locked, and backwards opens them up.
Okay, doke.
You can open up the window if you'd like. Until we get out there, it's completely up to you. Everyone was able to find their seatbelts.
Yes.
We're in.
Those life jackets he was talking about are right here.
All right, in
Over
front here.
there.
Okay.
Good,
Okay.
perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And
The one up here is...
yeah, no, ours
Oh,
are back
one
here.
behind.
There's
Yeah.
too many to see.
Okay.
And then yeah, first aid stuff's in the tail. Fire extinguishers into my seat. Any questions?
These are the barf bags.
Yeah. Nice and transparent.
That's transparent.
There is a
barf
bag.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, I may have to use
Yeah,
it.
right now I'm just starting all up. So right back here, making sure fuel is in. This is the emergency shut-off. So if a fire or something,
Yeah,
you
great.
can pull that off and it stops the fuel. This selects the tank, so I make sure it's on
Yeah.
both.
Yeah.
This is the trim of the aircraft, so it'll be how the plane naturally wants to sit in the air.
Yes, and that's on the wings?
That's the horizontal stabilizer, so
Yeah,
right at the back there.
Yes.
And we set it to take off there when we've got
Yeah.
our weight in the front and back.
Yeah.
These are our flaps. So what we do is we'll set 20, but not until we're ready to take off.
Okay, flaps are on the wings?
Yeah, flaps.
Yeah.
You can see them come down here.
Yeah.
Those are the manual
Yep,
flaps.
Yep, yep. Right, left, greater
Yeah.
low, high pressure.
Yeah.
Different
Yeah,
show.
bigger camber.
Yep.
And so we've got our throttle here. This is our RPM. We leave it full forward so we get our max power at takeoff.
Yeah.
And make sure full rich there. Come up here, make sure all of our temperatures are good and our oil pressure. Fuel gauges are there. Are not showing anything goofy. We are charging, so that's good, especially right after starting.
Yeah.
So manifold pressure. The engines on these are actually, instead of RPM for the power of the engine, what they end up doing is the air pressure going into the engine.
Yeah.
So the more air, the more power, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's our engine there, and the RPM is actually the propeller.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's the difference there compared to normal engine.
This mix is fuel air mix?
Yeah, so as you go higher and higher, you'll pull it out. As you get less dense air,
Yeah.
you need less fuel to keep that same proper ratio there for combustion. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
around 16.5 gallons an hour. And then you come up, make sure everything's working, our altimeter's set. We've got our master switches on, which is all our electrical.
Yeah.
Our fuel pumps are off. Mags are on both, so these things have 2 sets of spark plugs.
Yeah.
And they're self-powered, so they run off the engine instead of off the electrical system. So
Yeah,
if you have
yeah.
a complete electrical failure,
Yes.
the engine will still run.
Yes.
And you have 2 of them, so if one of them fails, you have the other one, right?
Yes, yes.
So those are on both, is what you want to check. You want to make sure we have our beacon and our nav lights on so people can help people see us.
Yeah.
And the last thing is the water rudder down here that you'd pull up just before you take off. And you can-
Water rudder, they're just on the tail end of both sides?
Yeah,
Both,
and they just help you control the thing on the water a little bit. And once that's all done, I do that check generally right now. I'll do it again before we take off, and normally do it in cruise if I'm going on like a direct flight somewhere,
Yeah.
and it's going to be in the same setup for a while. Sightseeing's a little different because you're all over the place, and then do it before you start your approach there.
Yeah.
At
that. He has the whole north end of the lake.
Whole north end.
Whole north lake, 29 acres.
Wow. I always hear people going off there, but I haven't actually. How farther? That's northwest of.
No, that's just Pine Portage Road. Just
Mackenzie Portage Road.
It dumps into Lake of the Woods right at Roe Bay.
Okay.
Right out of
Okay.
Q8 in there.
Yeah, we'll go right
beginning
over top of there.
Mackenzie
Yeah.
Portage Road, yeah.
Yeah. James, our CFI, lives in Roadway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's a nice little spot there too.
Yeah, there's a guy takes off lands every day in a little Piper Cup
Yeah. Yeah.
from Spruce Lake.
Yeah, that's who I hear. I hear him all the time on the radio.
Yeah.
There's a couple guys out in Clearwater Bay too, some of the cabins. I love
Yeah.
flying along there because it's such a nice long stretch. No islands, anything. Just
Yeah.
beautiful east-west.
Yeah.
And there's a couple planes. Rob Shiger, he actually owns one of the old planes that River Air used to have.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a 185 as well.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them. You see, when you get up there, you're going to see how many people have the little full planes there.
Yeah. And so when he's radioing, it's just being picked up by you locals. He's not talking to the airport, or
Yeah,
he hasn't filed a flight plan.
Yeah, our frequencies are just beyond what you'd see in, so the navigation, so these are like radio aids, so like our
Yeah.
DOR or ILS or whatever,
Yeah.
so for approaches and radio nav.
Yeah.
These are the stations just above your FM radio station. They
Yeah.
are at 108.
Yeah.
That's right after where the FM radio station ends.
Yeah.
And then this one goes up to 118, I think, or 117.
Yeah.
And this one picks up at 118, which is our verbal, like our communication.
Yeah.
And so that goes just higher. So it's a VHF radio.
Yeah.
And yeah, so 122.8 is the frequency just for a lot of the seaplane bases around here that are uncontrolled.
Yeah.
So that's what all the pilots talk on when we're up in the air and letting each other know where we are. You'll get to
Yes.
hear everything today up front.
Yeah.
And 122.2 is what we switch in between. I'm lucky I got two radios in here, so I can kind of go like that and just switch them nice and quick. So I
Yeah.
talk on one, listen on both.
Oh yeah.
And you talk to Kenora radio when you're over top of the town, and you have to let them know what altitude you're
You're on
at.
radio out at the airport?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
the zone ends right where the dock is. So you walk
Oh,
out
yeah.
of the zone as you go down the dock to the plane.
Oh yeah.
So they like us for us to get in touch with them whenever we come in over the top of town.
Yeah.
Or flip the west side of the airspace there if we have to go up north.
Yeah.
And that's the most.
I should take your picture. Are you doing a video?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Turn it around real quick.
Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah. There's David. First flight. Yahoo! The float
Well,
plane.
that's probably why. Yeah.
Like they were on sale, they were like 80, 90, 100 bucks or something like that. They're dirt cheap, yeah.
Yeah, they're nice because we can kind of see where everybody is, and if it's like a lower weather day where we have to fly low,
Yeah.
because just like an FM radio, these are just line of sight radios, right?
Yeah.
So you can't, it's not like AM or anything, like you only
Yeah.
get it if you're up high enough or whatever, so it's nice because you can kind of estimate when people are going to be back with that. And pulling up here, we're doing a bit of a taxi right now.
Yeah.
We've just got to get out to where about that dock is and this building, and a line
yeah.
there, and we
Yeah.
can't take off till we're beyond that. So we're just doing our
okay.
little taxi.
Well, so when you guys squeeze it, like you guys often squeeze it in this section.
Yeah, you're allowed to land. See, there's the dock there. Area 2 is
yeah.
no takeoff, no landing, and no step taxi.
Yeah.
So we're in zone 1 right now,
Yeah.
and that's only landing.
Yes.
So you can come over the sandbar,
Yeah.
come this way,
Yeah.
or straight in.
Yeah.
And out here you can do anything.
Okay.
Just rules for the harbor. Not everywhere
Yeah.
has that. Like
Yeah.
Mackie and stuff, those lakes we find
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You guys, it's all up to the pilot. Yeah. Beautiful day.
It is gorgeous.
on a good day, so I can spend more time sitting in the plane than you will on the dock.
You do, eh? Yeah. Right on.
Slowing down a little bit now, but
Yeah. Yeah. Because one comes with the other, eh? If
Yeah.
you want to get the hours, you got to put up with the.
yeah.
Yeah, just like watching ice pilots.
Yeah,
eh?
yeah, that's good.
Those guys, they flog them to death for a year
Yeah.
or two before they even see a pilot seat
Yeah,
or a
it's pretty
co-pilot
rough.
seat.
I got pretty lucky.
Yeah.
I know that. Last year I was doing in a Super Cub, so it's a plane about this big here.
Yeah.
You have a little stick in the middle
Yeah.
and about 180 horsepower.
Yeah,
And I would go and trap minnows
Yeah.
about 100 miles north of here.
yeah,
All by myself there.
Right.
That was a lot of fun.
yeah. So who are you
because I did
trapping
that,
for?
Holly's Camps.
Oh yeah,
So they,
Yeah.
Gene Holy runs
Yeah.
River Air as well, right?
right. Yeah,
So that was kind of my year at Dog Hand. And whenever I was
Yes.
flying, I was mowing grass, doing everything.
oh yeah,
This year is out of Kenora is a little more relaxed.
right. Oh, good.
Yeah, up there you learn to do just about everything. You know, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy.
Yeah.
I like that line from the Red Green Show. It's very applicable out here. Okay. Another minute and we'll be on our way.
And so you're gonna head straight out. Wind's heading to us.
Yeah, it's kind of a southwest wind, so we're going to class off that way. We might
Yeah.
turn a little bit so we
Yeah.
get use a big stretch of water there instead of have to deal with the island.
Yeah.
And yeah, you generally always try to land into the wind as much as possible.
Yeah.
Obviously rocks, boats, and all those things kind of ruin it.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'll get you to close that window up. Bring her in and flip the switch around. That's good. It will be pretty loud on takeoff, but once we're up and cruising, the plane does quiet out.